Hey, TikTok, Jim Malone here, coming to you from Dallas Trading Floor in Dallas, Texas. It is June 3rd. On YouTube and on Periscope. The YouTube address is www.youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor, and the address on Periscope is pscp.tv/Dallas Trading Floor. Now, today I will be going into several slide sets, but as you can see, I don't have a live audio. I don't have a live video feed on my YouTube, but I'm going to do the slide set as well. By the way, for everybody out there, the slides I'm going to be going over are available on my YouTube feed, and that's youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. Or if you want to take a look on Periscope, which I highly recommend, pscp.tv.Dallas Trading Floor. So let's get into it. It's a very interesting day. The market still is continuing to move up. It seems like it's defying gravity. I mean, you would think with all this turmoil out there in the world that we would have a problem, but I would be wrong to tell you that we do, because it seems like we're just powering higher each day, and so there you go. It's a very odd situation. Basically, here's the market direction. The Nasdaq currently is at 9684.05. It's up almost $75 today, which is kind of amazing. It is, the market direction for the market. It's a confirmed market uptrend. So what this means is, if you're in ETFs such as the QQQs and you're accumulating a trading stake, the best thing to do right now is to be 100% invested in the market. That's what this says, the market direction. Now, if the market direction changes to the downward, you want to get out of the market, or if it's in a sideways motion, you want to basically reduce your position. But right now, the market is in a confirmed uptrend. And so that's just, basically the thing out there. Now, my first stock on today's list is ServiceNow. I don't know if you've heard of ServiceNow, but it's a tremendous stock. It's outperforming. It's in the top 1% of all stocks. It's a little bit expensive, and it does have it has shown an alternative entry at 396.25. That's a little bit high. I'm currently not in the stock because it is a little bit high, and the options aren't as good as I'd like them to be. But I just wanted to show you this chart pattern. It's very tremendous, and again, as you can see, it's well above the 40-day moving average. So it's very nice. It's called it's a range bound pattern. As you can see, it's coming into this range bound pattern, and it's off a little bit today. It's down 2%. So when the slide was made, it was basically even, and now it's a little bit down. So this one is 99 out of 99. So it's pretty good. It's on the long-term leader list, and I'll show you that in just a second. Basically, with the long-term leader list, I've had questions in the past saying, well, what should, what are the long-term leaders? What if you want to kind of do a set and forget with stocks instead of trade them actively like I do, and you want to pick stocks, what are the real winners over the long period of time? Well, I've put that up today, and I just kind of want to go over them with you. Number one on the list is Adobe. Adobe is just tremendous. It's down a little bit today, but it has just been stellar. Another one I like a lot is CNDS. That's Cadence Design Systems. Cadence is a very interesting firm because almost 100% of all the software, all the hardware companies like NVIDIA, Intel, they all use the Cadence Design System to design their chips. So they've got a very, very strong niche market, and it's also it's just a very strong stock. Now, another stock that I have talked about, I think I was talking about this on Monday, is Fortinet. This is a security play. It's number one in the category, FTNT is the symbol. It's currently trading at 143. It's down just a tad today, but it's still a tremendous stock. Now, of course, two of my perennial favorites are Microsoft. Microsoft is still in a buy range. The buy range for Microsoft is about 180 to 185. So if you are looking for a long-term leader and you're looking for a good place to enter the stock, possibly for, possibly a 6-month or possibly even a year hold, this is not a bad place because it's in a buy range, basically 180 to 185. That's Microsoft, of course, and everyone knows the name. Also, I believe PayPal, PYPL, and I keep touting the stock. It's down a tad today. It's about 81 cents, trading at 156.96. I believe that this is a better stock to own long-term than Visa or MasterCard. Why? Because PayPal, everybody uses PayPal. I've had a PayPal account probably for almost 20 years. It's amazing. And, you don't need a bank account. It's sort of the new money. So PayPal, definitely on the long-term leader list. Just wanted to go over the list again for you. Basically this has some very good names on it, MasterCard, Microsoft. Interestingly enough, Visa is not on this list. This is why I think that if you're looking for something in the financial area, you might want to be looking for PayPal, because PayPal, I think, is a very good long-term bet. So let's see. Now I want to come down to two stocks that are moving significantly higher today. And those stocks are basically Zoom. Everyone that's been in this coronavirus thing has seen that Zoom is kind of becoming critical. It's just moving off the charts. It's up $11 today. Now, I was in Zoom. I sold it, taking my 20% profit, and I may want to be back into the stock again. It's definitely moving in a very much very, very upward motion. It doesn't have a defined chart pattern yet. So it may back off a little bit on this 219 price. But here's the thing that's, I think, really interesting about this stock. Not only is it in the top 1% of all stocks on the composite rating, it says 99. You can't get any better than that. But its volume is up 134, and this has just been a winner in this whole coronavirus thing. Is Zoom Communications. Now, I do believe it's going to back off a little bit. I don't know if I would wait until this thing settles to buy it. I don't know if this is a long-term trade or not. Just trying to, I don't think this is a long-term leader, but you can't argue with 5.49% up in one day, and that's Zoom. Now, the other one that I think is in this category, and this is moving much higher on heavier volume. This is a little bit better, possibly a better buy for a short-term trade. I think it'll back off a little bit. And this is CrowdStrike. I don't know if you're familiar with CrowdStrike. Symbol is CRWD. The advantage of this stock, CrowdStrike, is that it is a stock that does security kind of for the work for home. Now, there's been a tremendous amount of interest in these stocks, such as Fortinet and CrowdStrike, that are able to secure some of the corporate networks at home through the home broadband networks. And CrowdStrike is definitely a leader in this category. It's up strongly today. It's almost 7% up today at 98.70. If I'm looking at this stock, I think that it depends on how it moves, but I believe we'll see it back off a little bit and hopefully do a little consolidation around the $100 price, and then it may actually head higher, because I do think that this is a very, very hot area. It's being acquired not only by individuals but institutions, and that's the most important thing when you're looking for a stock for a quick trade, is to find out where the institutions are buying. The reason this is so important is because individual stockholders typically have trouble pushing a stock higher, whereas with some of these stocks, like CrowdStrike, these are being bought by institutions, so it's a tremendous thing. All right, first question: do you ever trade penny stocks? Well, no, and here's the reason I don't trade penny stocks is because penny stocks typically are heavily manipulated. Now, I know this. I typically try not to trade any stocks that trade below $10 a share, and the reason for that is because the problem when you're trading stocks, one of the things that you want is you want to have a big buy-in by institutional investors. My whole trading strategy is to find out where the big institutions are going and then follow along like a little minnow, just kind of looking what they're doing and then kind of do what they're doing. And the reason I do that is because typically that's what pushes the stock up. Individual investors, such as penny stock investors, there's just not enough of them. And typically those stocks are heavily manipulated. So when somebody sells, the stock can take a dive. Just, it can lose half of its value. So that's one of the reasons why I'm very cautious about investing in penny stocks. I know that there's a lot of temptation because it's like a lottery ticket. If you're lucky, then you might win on that. Now, if you want to do that kind of investing, I would recommend doing options, because options will give you better return. That you basically control the underlying stocks, but you can control underlying stocks that have a future. Now, typically what I do, for instance, Tesla is a very expensive stock. So typically what I will do is I will be selling Tesla options. Well, sometimes I own the stock and sometimes I don't. This allows me to trade the very best stocks. So instead of penny stocks, why not concentrate on options or options on ETFs? That's a far better way to go with far more safety. That's just my take on penny stocks. Okay, payment ETF for payment industry pullback, or should I buy now? Well, you know what? I think the payment industry, I believe very strongly that the payment industry is the payment industry is basically being disrupted, and I think the disruptors, the biggest disruptor of them all, I believe, is PayPal, even though it's been around for like 20 years. Why? Because you don't have to have a bank account really to have a PayPal account. You can just have money on deposit with them. It allows people that don't necessarily have enough money to have a bank account, they can have a bank account. So PayPal is a very powerful stock. Now, a lot of the other big companies like MasterCard and Visa are getting into the space. Another advantage of PayPal is that, let's say you're a small merchant and you want to accept credit cards. Well, you don't need a credit card machine with PayPal. You just need an internet browser. That's it. So it's true, there's other companies in that space like Square, which I think is also a great company, that are in that payment space. I would move, if I were investing in, currently I am not in PayPal, but I did have a position last month, and I did make money on it. I believe that PayPal is moving possibly as high as 200. I don't know. You never can predict the future, but I do think it's very strong. And if you want to be in the payment space, I think that that's one that you want to consider. Okay. Let's see. USWS. Let me see if I can get some information on that. USWS. So let me go here to my let's see if I can move over to the, I guess I can't. Wait a minute. Here we go. Okay, and I'm going to exit the full screen. All right, so let's see. I'm going to come back and hopefully see if I can give you a good number on this one. USWS. All right, let's see what we have. Oh yeah, okay. United Well Services. Well, you know what? 47 cents. Wow. This is. I don't think as long as this thing doesn't go out of business. Wow, that is amazing. This is gosh. U.S. Well Services provides oil and gas field services and operates high pressure, high rate hydraulic fracking. Well, this is selling for 47 cents a share, which typically breaks my rule of not trading anything under $10. And this is in the absolute worst composite rating. A number one composite rating is the worst. 99 is the best, 1 is the worst. So this has got the worst composite rating in the worst sector. Well, if you want to buy a lottery ticket, this one might be the thing to go. Before buying this, I would do a little bit of more research on this to see what the balance sheet looks like. Let me see if I can get some information. It's number one in this group. No, it's not. Halliburton's number one in the group. Yeah, it's just not looking good on this one. Wow. Okay, so they're losing money. Their EPS are down 567%. Wow, I just don't know if I could be in this stock. Its industry group rank is 193 out of 197. It doesn't get much worse than that. The management owns about 10%. That's good. I like that. Market capitalization only 35 million. Yeah, this is a very thinly traded stock. I wouldn't recommend it. Sorry, but I can't give you I can't give you a really good recommendation on this one. I can't give you a really good recommendation on this stock. It just doesn't look like the kind of stock that I think you would want to be in here. It's just, I don't think it's going to work for you. So there you go. All right. So let's see if we have anything else. Okay. Do you ever trade penny stocks? What are your thoughts on ARKF? Let me look at that one. ARKF. Let me just move back over to that screen. So let's see if I can give you an update on ARKF. ARKF. Let's see. Is that going to give me? Is that the right symbol? Am I getting the right symbol there? Let me just check. ARKF. Yeah. ARK FinTech Innovation. It looks like a pretty small company trading at $29.75. Not a bad chart. Not a bad chart on this one. By the way, to take a look at my charts, you can go over to pscp.tv/Dallas Trading Floor, and you ought to be able to see this live. The chart's live on this one. It's up 1.7%. This isn't too bad. Nice volume, 125. Let me kind of look at this one. It's an exchange traded seeking one. Okay, well, I don't really kind of know. Okay, so this is fintech. Okay, so this is fintech. No, this is not a bad idea. Yeah, I like this one. Yeah, I do like this one. I do kind of like this one. This is not bad. Nice change. You know what? I like this one. I like this one. The industry group rating is good. Yeah, ARKF. I'm going to definitely do some more research on this, but I have a thumbs up on this one, definitely. I think it looks very, very good. It's in a good trading range right now, which I like. Yeah, it's in a very good trading range. The chart looks very good. It's above 90 relative strength. That's a very good sign that the relative strength is that high. So yeah, I'm very positive on this ARKF. Definitely. Thank you for the thank you for that info. So let's see. Let me go over to see if I can go over to the comment section here. See if we can see a comment. Ah, great. Okay. What do you think of SDGR? Well, let me take a look at this one real quick. This is a question from YouTube. SDGR. Let me look at that chart here, just real quick. Yeah. Okay. Schrodinger. Okay, it's down a little bit today. Developed software platform. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, interestingly enough, this is interesting. Okay, it's 20 in the group. There's another very, very good stock that I like to trade called Viva Systems, which is in this space as well. It's 20th. This is a very good space, by the way. Medical. Yeah, I like this 20. It's still losing money. This is a little bit more speculative. Let me see what the number one in the group is. I think you probably want to look at CRL in this one. Golly, you know what? I've got to put my ad blocker back in because they're just bombing me with stuff. Charles River Labs. Yeah. This is the one you want. Yeah. Okay. This is the one you want. Yeah. This is the one you want. Charles Rivers Labs. It's 99 composite rating. I think this is the one you want to be in, rather than SDGR. I think you want to be in Charles Rivers Labs, CRL. Yeah, I think that's a better bet for you. I really do. This has much better numbers. It's in the same space. It's number one in the group. I always like to buy ones that are you know, very, very strong like that. Its earnings are due. Good. Okay. Nice market cap. I also like to trade stocks typically that have significant market cap, and this definitely does. 9 billion. That's a tremendous market cap. So there's going to be a lot of liquidity in this one. Yeah, I would recommend, as opposed to STGR, I would go with Charles Rivers Labs. I just think it's a better bet for you. I know it's more expensive, but here's the thing: it's typically better to buy a stock that is that is a little bit more expensive, but with a better chart. So Cody, yeah, this is an interesting one. Cody as well. I like this space, but I think Ultra Beauty is probably where you want to be here. But let me just take a quick look at Cody to see if I CODY. Let's look at this one. Oops. Well, that should have given me. No. All right. Let me look back here. Okay. Back. All right. So go to Cody. Oh, geez, I'm getting bombed. I've got a a software issue here, unfortunately. Let me put my beautiful mug back on here and go back to that for right this second, and then get you that information. CODY. So let me get that really quick for you. All right. Okay. Give me a break. Okay. Is it going to let me do it? Okay. CODY. Huh. Okay. Well, I don't see that. I don't see the symbol. COTY. I am so sorry. I thought it was Cody. CODY. COTY. Sorry about that. There we go. Cody Incorporated. Okay, yeah, I know the company. I just didn't get the right at 4. Okay, now this is interesting. It's this is a makeup company, manufactures fragrances. Looks like Helena Curran is HELA is the number 1. This is an interesting play. I don't like this chart. I'll be honest with you, Christopher. I don't really like this chart. I'm gonna put it up here on the screen here. I don't like this chart, and the reason I don't like this chart is because, as you can see, look at the direction. It's going from the top left-hand corner to the bottom right-hand corner. I just don't like that. I won't buy typically a stock that's trending down, and I won't buy a stock that's underneath the 40-day moving average, because it just is not showing enough conviction. I don't think you're going to be able to realize a profit on this one, seriously. So if this turns upward, it seems like it is, but again, Cody has a lot of competition. Let me show you a better one in that space, and that's Ultra Beauty. ULTRA Beauty, which, by the way, is in Denton, Texas, which is close to. Oh wow, that's interesting. Which is quick. Which is all right. It looks like Louis Vuitton maybe bidding for them. Now that'd be interesting. Okay, that's probably the one you want to be in. I think it's a better bet, and it's Ultra Beauty, and they're mainly a retailer of fragrances and such. Okay, so let's see if from TikTok. Can you recheck DBW? Let me take a look at DBW. Let me just look at the chart on DBW. Oh, darn it. I'm going to have to put the ad blocker on there. Let's see. Let's see if we can get DBW. All right. Okay. DBW. Let me see if Let me see if I, yeah, okay. Is that right? Oh, I'm sorry. DBD. Excuse me. I don't know what this. I don't look at DBD. BBD. All right. That's Deutsche Bank. Wow. Deutsche Bank. Man, I have actual experience with Deutsche Bank. At one time, back in my former life, when I had a software company back in California, I used Deutsche Bank as a financer, and they were great at that. But the problem is, Deutsche Bank is just, they have a lot of bad loans. The good thing about Deutsche Bank is that Deutsche Bank will never go out of business because it will be supported by the German government. The bad thing about it is, I think it's one of the weakest of the international banks, um, and I'm just not a fan. Um, Here's the thing: if you want a money center bank, and again, this is going to be an expensive bank. J.P. Morgan is just stronger. J.P. Morgan is just stronger all the way around when it comes to J.P. Morgan is just stronger all around when it comes to the banking sector. It for an international bank. So I wouldn't. I Deutsche Bank. I think are good people to borrow from, but I wouldn't want to own them. I'm not too high on the financials only because the interest rates are so low that I think that that presents a problem. That definitely presents a problem with the banks. So I would steer clear of Deutsche Bank just based on what I know about it. Okay, what to play tomorrow? Okay, you know what I think. You know I would take a look at Zoom. I would take a look at Zoom video ZM. Let me put up this. Let me put up the slide for that one again. And I think it's going to back off a little bit. I'm not. I'm not. You know what? I like this. I like CrowdStrike a lot. I'm putting that up. I'll put that up on the screen here in just a second. Let me see if I can. Yeah. Uh, let me put up the chart for CrowdStrike because I think that this is worth this is definitely worth taking a look at. Here's the thing about CrowdStrike. It's currently trading at 98.70. It's definitely in the sweet spot for the stay-at-home market. It's had a gap up. I think when it gaps up like this, a lot of times there's more movement. There's more ways to go on this. For tomorrow, if I was looking to come in, and I would watch this one, CrowdStrike. Symbol is CRWD. I'd watch this one because I do think that it's that it's definitely a winner. Now, for sake of full disclosure, I'm only in 3 stocks currently. Isn't that amazing? The first one, of course, I'm in is Tesla. I've sold a 880 call, hopefully, and I think that hopefully I probably will be exercised on that one, which is great. I also have Facebook. I have another call I'm probably going to get called on Facebook as well. Because I have a 230 call on that. We'll see. It's trading right below that, and then I also have a call on DocuSign. I mean, I've sold a call. That's what I mean by that. And so we'll see how that that lines out. So let me go back to the research here and see if I can show you DocuSign. Here's the thing about DocuSign that's a little bit dangerous is DocuSign is going to report. DocuSign is going to. Oh God, DocuSign is going to report tomorrow. It's looking pretty good. It's moved up a little bit, but it has this nice movement on it. Again, I've sold a 150 call, but I'm looking to be in this trade possibly for 2 or 3 weeks. I do think it possibly will go higher. It had a very, very nice movement on Tuesday. It's number one in its category, and it's being accumulated. This is what I really look for, is accumulation rating. And let me see if I can show you that for the people that are watching on Periscope. If I can show you that, because I think it's very worth, darn it, very worth seeing. If you'll notice that there's an accumulation rating of A on that, meaning that it is definitely very, very strong, and it's first in its group. So I definitely see that as being very strong as well, if you're looking for a play for this week. Thoughts on BA passing 170 today? Here's the thing about BA. I actually was in it up to 140, and then I sold. BA, is the largest exporter, for everybody that that's Boeing aircraft. It's the largest exporter in the United States, and they are going to restart 737 MAX production, it looks like. So that's not necessarily a bad deal. Now the market just closed. It's down a little bit, 130, 173. You know what? I do like the fact that it's moved above the 40-day moving average. That's very, very good. I just don't know. I wouldn't be a buyer though until I just wouldn't be a buyer on this until it was above. Yeah, there we go. I just wouldn't be a buyer until it retook the 200-day moving average, and that's going to be 310. So I don't know if I'd want to be in this one from 170. I just think it's too risky. But it did gap up, and there is nice buying on it. But the relative strength's only 4. So I think on this one, I wait and see. That's my opinion on this one. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, man. Let's see. Okay. So do we have any ones here? Yeah. BA. Yeah, it definitely did. I mean, okay. Sorry, I had to leave to sell stock. Excellent. Okay. Good. I'm glad you did. Did you talk about DBD? Yes, I did. Let's go back to DBD just here. Let's see. Do I have DBD up? Let me go back to DBD and get DBD. This is Deutsche Bank. I did talk a little bit. No, I'm sorry. Oh, DBD or DBR? No. Oh, okay. Yeah, DBD. Okay, very different company. Nixdorf, Diebold Nixdorf. Diebold is an interesting stock. Diebold almost always makes money. It's very stable. Diebold is the U.S. Safe company that was bought by Nixdorf, which was for many years the one of the preeminent preeminent computer companies in Germany. Now, here's the problem with their product line. It tends to be heavy on the banks. So if the banks, are acquiring ATMs, it tends to be a good one. It's a little bit weak, but it's up. It's a very, very good. It's a very solid company, and it's definitely trading in a range right now. You know what? On this one, on Diebold, on Diebold, it has a good accumulation rating, which I really like on this. Normally, I don't like to buy stocks like this because the composite rating is so low, but I do believe that this business is a very solid business because of the service business. It's kind of like the elevator business with Otis Elevators. They get a lot of the revenue from reoccurring from the maintenance of ATMs. So I do think this is a very strong stock, and it definitely, his chart does not belie how strong this one is. It wouldn't be a first choice for me, but I definitely think, yeah, and it's moving stronger. So, this is not a bad idea. Now, I wouldn't go with a whole, position here. I'd look at possibly doing a half position. And what do I mean by a half position? Well, typically you don't want to trade any more than 8 full positions in any portfolio. So if you have $100,000 capital, a full position is going to be equal to 1/8 of that, or about $12,500. So if I had a $100,000 portfolio and I was trading a half position on this one, I would buy no more than 100 shares. But at that, I mean, you're only looking, 100 shares on this is not going to break the bank. I mean, it's only $570. So that might not be a bad way to move into this. That might not be a bad way to move in. This is not a bad. I like this one, and I'm going to put this on my list, because this is one I know a little bit about the company. I think it's a quality company. The question is, I don't know what the stock action is going to be, but it's a quality company all the way around. Okay, so let's see. I just sold Evertz. Excellent. Well, there you go. Yeah. Are you going to join the protests? Absolutely not. Unfortunately, these protests, we have Antifa, which is basically a front organization, an anarchist organization, creating a lot of these problems. I just hope this will pass. I just think it's ridiculous that this is going on. So, no, I definitely won't be part of the protest. I believe that everybody has a right to protest, but not to break into stores and that kind of thing. So, that I'm not particularly excited about. Okay, let's see. Okay, thoughts on AMD? One of my favorite stocks. I am just for lack of, for full disclosure, I am out of AMD right now. The thing about AMD, it's down 1% today. The thing about AMD, and I don't understand AMD. I really like the company, but I've never really made a whole lot of money on the stock, even though it's a leader. It's 99 out of 100. I've never really made a whole lot of money on this stock, and why? I just don't know. It doesn't. The options aren't that great on it, and I just don't really like the price action. I don't. I like the action better on Documentum. I'm on DocuSign. Now, this is one I like a lot better. I like this chart a lot better than AMD, even though I think AMD in the long term is probably better stock than DocuSign. But I've never really been able to do well on AMD. So even though I like the company, I'm not really a fan of the stock. I'm just not a fan of the stock. That's just. Should we short Zoom now? You know what? Good question. That's a good question. I wouldn't short it in this market, just because I think that there's a lot of crazy money coming into this market. And I think that, here's the problem with shorting a stock like that. It probably is a short candidate. I think you're probably right. But here's the danger when you short a stock in a confirmed uptrend like this. You get these, what they call blow off tops. Which happens is that there's a short squeeze and the stock will move up. You'll be short the stock and it'll move up 20%. Not because everybody's excited about the stock, but because there's a short squeeze and people are having to cover their position. So I wouldn't be a short in Zoom. I mean, it definitely is going to move. I just wouldn't be a short in Zoom, but looking at the chart, it just doesn't appear. And I'm gonna go back to the chart and take a look again. But I wouldn't be. I think it's too dangerous to short this one, even though God knows it probably is a candidate. Yeah, look at that. Wow, it's up. Yeah. This one, I wouldn't want to be short of this one. I wouldn't want to be short. There, this is interesting. You know what? This action, this tells me something. I think what's happened is that we're having a short squeeze on Zoom. I don't know. I don't have access to the short interest. Here's why a lot of times stocks go up like this. It's not because people are so interested in the stock. It's because there's a lot of short interest. The short interest typically is above 20%. And if the short interest is above 20% and they have to cover, then there's not enough people selling, so it spikes the stock up like it's being spiked up. Now let's see if they're close. I don't know if they're close to an earnings. No, they're not. They just reported. Yeah, their next earnings date is September 5th. Wow, look at that! Look at that earnings per. No, they've really gone up. Okay, yeah, industry group rank. Yeah, I wouldn't be a short on this one. I think it's just too dangerous. I think it's too dangerous. Now, what I would look at on this one potentially, let me look at the options on this one, just to see what the options would be. Let me just look at the Nasdaq options chains for Zoom. And let's put that one in. Zoom, ZM, and I have traded Zoom. I'm successfully, by the way, but I'm currently not in the stock. So let me look at this chain. Okay, okay. Let me see if I can. I'm getting the flying baloney. I've got to put an ad blocker on this. It's just impossible to. Let me look at the June call on this one. And I'm going to put this up on the screen in just a sec. Oh, come on, there we go. There we go. Okay, so let me switch back to the screen to give you everybody out there that's looking at. And I think it's 3 people looking on my YouTube feed, but that's okay. I always like it when anybody's watching anything I'm doing. So on the options chain for June 5th expiration, yeah, we're looking at a very strong $5.45. You know what? Here's a better play. Here's what I would do. I would buy 100 shares of Zoom. Matter of fact, I buy 100 shares of Zoom, and then I would sell the. I would sell the June 5th 225 call. And I think that will give you a yield of excess of 100% for about 4 or 5 days. That's what I would do with Zoom. Instead of shorting the stock, what I would do is I would sell a call. That's sort of a weak short. And if you cover that with the stock, that's sort of a mildly bullish position, but you're protected, and it's essentially a short position. So I think that might work better with Zoom. Buy 100 shares, sell the 225 June 5th call, and I think that's probably going to be the best. That's good. I will probably try to put together something on that to show you. And if you're looking on the screen, this is the line that I'm looking at. As you can see, it's June 5th, 2020. The call is selling currently. Well, the market is just closed. 545. That's excellent. You could pick up a quick $500 on that and probably pick up some capital gain on that too. So that would be how I would play it if I were going to the if I were gonna be in that. That's how I would play that one with Zoom. So that's a good one as well. So let me see. Do we have? Okay, it's okay. Yeah. I have 5K and don't know how to make some money on it. Well, here's the thing. Thank you for it's excellent question. Okay, here's what I do. I think that really you need a little bit more money to really play in the market. But for right now, I think that the best thing to do is, if you have 5K, until you get ready to find some deals, I would go and look at possibly taking half of that money and putting it in the QQQ. Okay. Currently it's trading at 237.14. So let me give you an idea of how much. Let's see. I don't know how much that would be in terms of. Okay, so if you had, so I would put half in the QQQ, and then I would invest the other half in individual stocks. In individual stocks, but I would put right now. I would put half of that in the QQQ, because the Qs are going to continue to do well if the market uptrend continues. Now, here's the thing with ETFs: if the market is in converted uptrend like it is now, then that's a good way to go on those is with let me just show you the market direction. I think this is important because this is really how you want to play it. Is you really want to play it this way, because if the market is in a confirmed uptrend, and it is right now, you definitely, with an ETF, a broad ETF like the QQQ, you're going to get some very nice movement on that. And so I would take half of it and put it in the Qs, at least for right now, and then find another stock to do. What are your thoughts on INTL? Let me see if I can get some information on INTL. I'm not familiar with the symbol, but then again, there's lots of symbols that I'm not familiar with because, there's a lot of symbols. So let me see if I can give you some information on that. IN.TO. Let's see if I come up with that. I'm not familiar with this. No, I'm not seeing anything with that. Huh. Is that a I wonder, is that a IN? So let me see if I get something on that. Yeah, INDO. No, I don't see anything for that. Sorry, I don't know that. Oh, XOP. Oh, the XOP. Yeah, I'll definitely talk about the XOP because I think that this might be a good place to go, because I do think that the oil market is trending up right now. So let me look at the XOP. The XOP was just absolutely in the basement, and I was tempted, but I didn't want to buy it. Yeah, up very nicely today, 2%. It's down 5% after hours. This might be it's been beaten down. The XOP has been beaten down. I think that once the economy reopens, I think we're going to see some very nice movement in this. Definitely, this is one to put on your watch list. I like the chart on this, considering where it is. I like this one a lot. I like the XOP very, very much. I think I think you have a possibly really, really good. I think that might be something. I wouldn't go more than a half position on this right now, but I think that this is definitely something that's going to appreciate. It's looking like it's in a range. Now, if it breaks this range, if it breaks above 57, it looks like it may continue on up. Let me see if I can give a bigger. And by the way, this chart, I'm showing this chart on Periscope and on Periscope and on YouTube. So let me just look at the chart. This is the chart of the XOP here. It's had some very good action in the last few days with nice volume. Yeah, I definitely think this is something. Yeah, I would be in this from about 57 on up to about 62. I think you can definitely over the next few weeks. I think that might work really, really well. By the way, and thanks for bringing that to my attention. I like the XOP. I think that's going to be a good one for you as well. So I just wanted to bring that up. Okay, so let's see if I've got any other questions. Okay, I bought the call options back in March. IN.TO. Let me see. I'm still a little bit up in the air about what maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not looking at that right. I don't see any things on that. IN. But, no. Oh, INDO, Indonesia Energy? Is it INDO? Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought it was TO. Maybe it's DO. INTO. Well, INDO. Now, this is interesting. This is Indonesian Energy Fund. Wow. Yeah. Interesting. No. It's below the 40-day moving average. On a technical basis, I wouldn't be in this one, but INDO. I don't know that. GNUS. Let me look at GNUS, and then hopefully I'll be able to put it up on the screen here for you just in a second. So, GNUS. GNUS. All right. Oh, Genius Brands. Oh, wow. Look at that. Wow. 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 This is interesting. This is, I guess this is this a, well, I wasn't aware of this one. This is, thank you for bringing this to me. Thank you for this to be to my attention. This has got a absolute, look at that volume. Wow. Global provider of entertainment content for toddlers and teens. Genius Brands. Okay, is this an IPO? It's up $3 today. Wow. Yeah, this GNUS. Huh. Wow, this is amazing. It looks like it IPO'd back in May. No, it was around before then. Huh. Let me look at it. It must have had a. Okay, EPS is down. What is this? Media diversified. Huh. This is interesting. This is really interesting stock. It's a little bit too cheap for me right now, but wow. It's down a lot, and let me look at the volume. It's trading it's trading a lot of shares. Oh, this is in a 77 composite rating. This isn't a bad one. I'd be really careful. If I bought this one, I would set my stop losses very tight on this one. If I bought this at 790, I would set my stop loss at 725 on this. But you might be able to do very well on this one. It's up like $4.02. So something's going on. Something going on with this. Let me show you this chart. It's a really interesting chart. It moves. It was almost like a blow off top, but I'm pretty sure it's not a blow off top because, well, it might be. I think this may be a short squeeze on this. I wonder what the short interest is on this. Let me see if I can find out. Wow. Alpha beta, okay. PE ratio, it's not really. The float is 36 million shares, 10% debt, 69%. It's got high growth. Wow. This is really interesting. It's not. Let me look at the number one in the category. That's LXXMB. Let me look at that one. Yeah, Liberty Media. Wow. Yeah, I think Liberty Media is quality, by the way. I think that's probably, for speculation, this Genius might be the way to go. But if you want to be in this space, I think you want to be in Liberty Media, 39.33. They own a lot of radio stations. They're doing extremely well. Videotape Commerce Media. I think you want to be in Liberty Media. This is John Malone's company. No relation, I wish. I wish he was a relation. He's the largest landholder in the United States. But John Malone, this is his company, Liberty Media. It's a powerhouse. Yeah, look at that accumulation. I think if you want to be in this space, I think this Liberty Media is where you want to be. I think you want to be in Liberty Media, and that is that's LSXMB. LSXMB, and that's Liberty. And I like that one. All right, so wow, I bought it. Okay, here's my rule when it comes to when to take profits. This is killer. Okay, here's the thing you must do. You bought it at $3.90. That's excellent. Here's what I would do. I would sell half my position and take your cash now. Why? Because if a stock goes up 20%, you want to capture that because stocks don't go up in a straight line. They go up and then they move back down. So I would take a little bit risk off the table. I would sell half my position right now, and take the cash. Let the others ride because that's house money, but it's always best to be playing with house money here. So I would get my capital back on this one, but I think you definitely want to still be in it. You don't want to sell your entire position. You want to take some chips off the table, but don't sell your entire position. I think that's excellent. So it's not an either or. It's not either I sell it all or I don't. Look and see what your profit is. Sell enough of the shares to get back your capital. Keep your profit in the market. So that's my my take on that. Hi Jim, Slack and Boeing. Well, here's the thing. I'm not too high on Boeing. I wish I was, but I am high on Slack. I think Slack is a winner. I think you want to be in Slack, not Boeing. Personal opinion. Let me pull the chart. let me pull the chart for for Boeing here real quick. I mean for Slack. Let me pull it for Slack because I think that's it's definitely worth looking at. Slack. Okay, yeah, that's the symbol on that is work, WORK for Slack Technologies, and I like, yeah, look at this one, yeah. Here's if it's Boeing versus Slack, okay. Nothing against Boeing, but yeah, Slack is strong. Yeah, this is the one you want to be in. I would go in the Slack with 39. Yeah, this is where you want to be. So WORK is the symbol on this. Slack. Between Slack and Boeing, take Slack. All right. That's a fun one. I'm glad I'm glad you had me take a look at that one because that's good. Thoughts on DKNG? Let me look at DKNG. DKNG. Let's see if I can pull that up here on the screen. DKNG, DraftKings. Yeah, I love DraftKings. It's down a little bit today. It's DraftKings is down a little bit today, as you can see. And this happens a lot, where you'll get this blow off top here, and then it'll come back down, but it's still at 99. The volume's up. Yeah, this is definitely, yeah, DraftKings, this is a winner. Work and DraftKings. DKNG. Yeah, I think that this one, I think this is potentially good. I think we're going to see it, form a trading range here. But yeah, I really like DraftKings. I really like it. I really like it. I think I would be in this stock. I think it's going to go above 50. So I would definitely be in the stock. DraftKings, excellent idea. Okay, let's see. Say to Misery. Okay, cool. What's the ticket for Slack? The ticket for Slack is work, WORK. It's a quality stock. I think now here's the thing. There's a lot of competition in the space. Microsoft has Microsoft Teams, which is a tremendous product, but Microsoft is not a pure play in this, whereas Slack is. I think a lot of big companies use Slack, and I think they've solved a lot of the security issues. So with this work at home economy, Slack, CrowdStrike, these kind of companies, and Zoom, Zoom is a trading stock, not an owning stock, but you don't want to be short on these stocks right now because there's such a movement towards the there's such a movement to the work at home, work remote kind of situation. Let's see. I have another question. Oh, great. Okay. May I have your opinion on GUN and okay, DraftKings since my sportsman. Okay. DraftKings I think is an excellent one to hold. Let me go see if I can give you a good read on GAN. Let's see if we're gonna GAN Limited. Wow, look at this. Woo! This is a little bit more speculative, but UK based. Yeah, okay. I like this space. I really do. I like this space. It looks like it's just recently IPO'd down. I'm going to show everybody the chart here really quickly. By the way, my charts are available on Periscope, pscp.tv/Dallas Trading Floor, and on YouTube, youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. So hopefully I'm going to go back and show you that really quickly. The chart on this one. Let's see if I can move it up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, this is a UK based. Looks like it's just IPO. I'm not that familiar with this one, but I kind of like DraftKings better, only because I'm not as familiar with this. But this looks like an absolute winner. I don't know what the restrictions are on this, but yeah, okay, that is a little bit okay. My personal opinion would be to go with DraftKings over this, but this is very interesting. I'd watch list this stock. This is a watch list. So, can you show your try? You know what? I'm going to try to do some. I'm not really a day trader. I'm what they call a position and swing trader. So I typically take my positions over several days. So it's not really exciting, like like a forex trader. But definitely, I'm going to try to show you how I'm trading a lot of these issues. I'm getting my technical chops here, and it's a little better than it has been. I'm trying to, I've just recently, trying out some new equipment, which I think it's going to make this a whole lot better experience than it was before I was using a Windows machine. It just couldn't handle it. I've got a Mac Pro now, and I think I have enough memory, and I'm getting a camera here that's going to be decent. That's why I'm broadcasting today, just voice on Periscope and YouTube, but I'm live with a camera on TikTok. So hopefully I'm gonna get that taken care of. Wow. Well, it's been a whole hour here, and I so appreciate everybody tuning in. I love doing this, and hopefully can help you make some money. I just wanted to put it out there that I have a live alert system that I'm putting out. These are for like short 3-4 day trades. They're mostly swing trades, and I show you. And typically, I'm in. If I'm in the trade, I will definitely. And it's free. Just go to my site, www.Dallas Trading Floor. Just put your information in. And if you want to if you want to just turn it off, that's good too. But I just put these out there. These are trades that I'm making. They're typically 3 to 6 to 10 day trades, typically with a better than an annualized percentage of at least 100%. So, and I put those out there as well. Can you close your call with suggested stocks to buy? That would be good. Okay, stocks that I really like right now. Boy, that is a great question. Some of them were mentioned. So some of them are mentioned. It depends on whether you want to go short or you want to go long. Right now, I think that the cloud-based stocks. I really like CrowdStrike. I really like this stock, and I think it's going to go higher. But you never can tell. But let's see if I can give you a chart on CrowdStrike. This is on. Yeah, it's relatively expensive stock, but I just think that they're in such a good niche. It's CrowdStrike. I really like right now. I also like DraftKings. I think that DK. NG, I think that's a really good one. I like those two. I like CrowdStrike. I like DraftKings in the relatively more, trading stocks. And then, of course, I actually like Facebook right now and PayPal. So that's kind of where I am right now. On CrowdStrike, the symbol on that is, I'll give you that, CRWD, CRWD, CrowdStrike. It's trading very nicely. It's got a composite rating of 96, which is very good. By the way, I'm showing this on my I'm showing this on the live broadcast, CrowdStrike, and it's showing the chart on it. It's up strongly. I think it's going to continue to move. I think it's going to break out and move higher. But CrowdStrike, I would definitely be in there, and also on DraftKings. Okay, so thank you, man. Is it better to buy, sell options on today? Here's the thing: when you're selling covered calls, it depends on whether you. I sell covered calls to reduce my risk and capture the profit that's already there. So I like to buy the stock and then immediately sell the call. And sometimes I'll buy the call back, but typically that's how I like to do it because I like to lock in my profits. I typically like to be a seller of calls rather than a buyer of them, just because I've had better experience. And typically, if you're selling calls, you're going to win about 70% of the time. So that's kind of the way I like to do it. Well, thank you very, very much for dropping by here, and hopefully I can see you tomorrow or some other day this week. Do take a look at my my site, www.Dallas Trading Floor, or if you want to see a recap of this, it'll be on YouTube. It'll be archived on YouTube as well. So there you go. Thank you very, very much. I'm going to try to make an options video as well. I just haven't had time. I'm dealing with technical issues, but I'm getting better at technical. So I'm going to make some option videos that you can really. Some of the things that I do, I just do this again and again and again and again. I make money on them almost all the time, and that's selling these covered calls on stocks that are breaking out. And I just want to show you that it's a great way to ring the cash register on a weekly basis. Thank you, everyone, for taking a look, and hopefully I'll see you back tomorrow. This is Jim Malone for Dallas Trading Floor.